What's going on, everybody? Germinator here again. So what you just saw was the actual 30-minute sped 30-minute clip sped up to show that this clock does keep time. So this is the update for the actual in-game clock that you can build that will keep the time for you. You would need to build it close to your spawn area if you wanted it to maintain, to my knowledge, but I'm not too sure about all that. But this is the timing system now. It utilizes the hopper system, and it just loops back on itself, and the timing is more precise. So we got it down to calculated it out. So that lever right here is just something you can hit if you wanted to fix it to get back on track, or to before you start it, you can have it in the right position according to the time of day, and then you can start it from that point. Just to show you, I've built this over here, so this would be like if it was a clock tower of some sort that you build in your world, and you can actually have it to where you can have a room underneath it. I mean, that's how compact it is up top. So it's really not that hard to build. It just takes a little bit of time, really. So there it is, and let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. Alright, so to start, you're going to need to have a, let's see, 11 by 19 area, which seems pretty big, but it mainly is just the picture that takes up so much space that you have to rotate. So to start, come to the bottom left corner and count 2 up, and then 3, and then dig a hole right here. And in this hole, you're going to put a torch, but let's go ahead and put our pistons down. And so face them towards the right, and you need 4 of them down, and then put your torch down this hole. Like that, and then you can count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13, and then dig a hole right there underneath the 13th block. Put a torch on that block. We're going to control it later. And then put your regular pistons facing the other way, so you're going to need 4 of them again. And then count from that torch that's on that block 1 2, you can take that out, but 3 4 5, and you want to count 8, and on the 8th block just dig a hole. Put a torch down here, and then facing the other way, we need 4 pistons again. And then you're gonna count, well, you don't have to count, just line up over here with that block right there with the pistons over there and dig a hole. And then you're gonna want a torch down there, and then your pistons will face back, so it's just looping back on itself. So when the picture rotates, it'll all rotate. So let's take this out, because that's going to be replaced in a little while with the actual picture. So right there on that torch where that block is, you need it on that block, because we're going to control it right here with a repeater, actually with dust. And then you want a torch to the side right there that'll turn that torch off, and then you want a repeater going into that block. So this will go ahead and put in our timing system. So dig 2 holes right there behind that repeater with blocks on both pistons like that facing up, and then 2 repeaters facing into those blocks, a repeater facing out of that one on 4 delay. And then you want to have a piston right there, the redstone block on it. So, and then a regular piston facing in right there. Alright, and then moving on, you want a sticky piston right there at a diagonal from that with a redstone block and another. So it's just the opposite, like that. Pause it if you need to, but you get your blocks in like this. That set up just like that, and you're going to do the same thing on each side. It's just kind of mirroring each other, because these will loop back on itself. And then you want a torch right there over top of that piston. Same thing on this one, torch. And then you're going to put a repeater facing towards that sticky piston with dust behind it on each one. So do the same thing for the other side, repeater facing towards that sticky piston, dust behind it. And then you want to get a comparator and face it towards that block with the torches on it, with a torch on it on each one. So just put it on both. And then you're gonna want to put sticky piston. You're gonna put a repeater facing out of that redstone block, and then dig a hole right there. Sticky piston facing up with a block on it. And then you want a repeater going back right there with on 4. And you notice that one over there that's on 4 is the same way. Alright, so there's that. Now you want to get a hopper, so you're going to need 4 hoppers. And we're going to put this in real quick, so just crouch down. If I can crouch right there, crouch down and put a hopper facing on the top of that redstone block, and then you want a hopper over top of the piston facing into that hopper, and then another hopper facing into that one. So they're facing into each other. So just do the same thing on the other side. And we'll put items in these later whenever we're ready to start it, but just get it set up like that. Now to power the pistons, which kind of work on their own, so they're all kind of separate from each other, but right by that torch, just put dust. This is the front, and then a repeater, 2 lines of dust, 2 blocks, one up on that second piston, a block on the second piston down with a half slab behind it, 2 repeaters, dust, like that. Now you want a half slab in between to get the signal going up. Put dust on that. It's pretty much the same on all 4, but right here it's a little different. You want a repeater leading out, not dust, and then dust behind that with 2 blocks. Go up 2, put a block and a half slab. Repeater, dust, and then you want a half slab to lead it up. So just get that in there. And then the 2 on the opposite side are going to be pretty much the same thing. So just go over there, get your dust, repeater, then 2 lines of dust, block, like that, and then block 2 up with a half slab, repeater, dust, and a half slab leading it up. Like so. Alright, and then on the other side you want a repeater with dust, and then 2 blocks right there, and then a block right there, half slab, repeater, dust, and then a half slab leading it up. And that should be all she wrote. Oh yeah, I missed right here. Make sure you put this repeater on 2 or it won't work. That's leading into that block with a torch on it. Put it on 2, and then just make sure you get that in there. Alright, so next we're going to put our wool in. So you're going to want to come to the front, and this is make it nighttime to start. So you can see if you put a block over that torch, it kicks it out. But we're going to do the parts that need to have the nighttime first. So just do one side all night, and we'll put the moon in and stuff after we get this in. And then the side parts, you want to make it to where it's kind of dusk or dawn. So you want one side to be like night leading into day. So I just do black, and then kind of do purplish color, and kind of just do a diagonal with it, and then kind of do a darker blue, so leading into daytime, and then do the light blue for the sky. And then I just go over to the opposite side, and then we'll just do the opposite way with it. So the black will be kind of the opposite diagonal right here, but it's the same principle. Just do the black leading into blue for day and the night, or night and the day. So purple, and then the darker blue, and then you'll do the light blue for the sky, and that'll complete your dawn and dusk parts of the picture. And the other side's gonna be just all blue to start, and then we'll put the sun in. But feel free to do your creative stuff with this. Just, you know, map out your nighttime, daytime conversion, whatever, because the picture's just gonna constantly move. We have the set number of blocks with this. Just make sure you keep the same number of blocks. You don't want to make this any smaller or bigger, because the timing that I've got down is pretty precise. So you want to basically keep it the same. If you like add any extra blocks or take away any extra blocks, you're gonna end up throwing it off a few seconds, which can affect it. But here's the sun just going in. I'm just using yellow and darker yellow, and I think I'm gonna just throw in a bit of orange over here on the left for whatever reason, because I'm awesome like that, I guess. So the orange goes right there, bam. And so the white's just clouds. For what? Just clouds. You just get creative with it. On the other side, just do moon. So 4 blocks for the white, and then we'll just do gray around that to do a moon, and then we'll put in some stars or something. So there's that, and then we'll just go with a darker gray. but like I said, do your own thing if you feel like it. Just take the time. It's just time consuming putting that in, but you know, it's worth it. There's a couple stars for you. Alright, that should be it. So now we're just gonna put it in the front of it, so make it look like the clock. So I just take these out right here, right in the front, underneath that the picture right there. Put it all glowstone to light it up at night, and then wood. So 2 up like that, 1, 2 over the top. You want 4 going across the top, and then 2 over again, 1, and then 2 down. So that should make it pretty even. Now it's just a matter of, you know, bringing it out. And then we're gonna have like a lighter color, because if you look at the clock in the regular texture pack, it has a lighter color right there. And then in the middle you want your, whatever it's called, your pinpointer to show exactly the middle of the clock right there. So put that in, and then take these out. This is like the lighter color wood, and we'll put the right there. And it's just kind of like pixel art at this point. Take this glass out. Put the darker right here, and then right there as well. Same on the other side. And then it's the darker wood at this point, so just line it with the darker wood going all the way across the top, and your clock will be lit up at night, and you'll have it looking pretty good. Take that out. There we go. Alright, so next you're going to want to put in your timing system. So come to the first hopper over top of that redstone block and put 42 stackable items in each one that's over top of the redstone block there. So you want it in both. And then over here on your torch, put a dust behind it like that. And then come around the side and line up with that same block that's behind, dig a hole, and dig another block out right there. Put a repeater, dust behind it, block on top. And this is going to be, put a lever on that. If you hit it, okay, never mind. This is, you got to add in, we forgot to add in our last line of wool to finish it out. So you got to put 1 line of wool over the 1 piston, so it'll actually move. So you put that in there and then hit the lever, and you'll see that it moves the picture constantly. So if you ever need to fix it, you have that. And then, or if you need to line it up or whatever. So now to start it, just put a block on top of this piston and take it away to butt it, and it'll start the timer. And you'll see that whenever that piston comes back, it'll send a signal through that torch and into the next one. So you can see the items flowing out of it now. And when it completes, it'll send a signal to the next one and then move the picture. So it's about every 35 seconds I think it moves. But that's it. Enjoy. Everybody take care. Bye bye.